Shavua Tov and good morning. Continuing the halachot of HaMoed, we have seen that for food purposes or for tzorchei haguf, matters which pertain to a person's bodily integrity, all melachot are permissible to be done on HaMoed, even if it's what we call melechet uman, something which is professional activity. Everything else, though, we now need to come to the distinction of maaseh uman, melechet uman, and melechet hediot. The distinction between professional work and non-professional work. So say, for example, a person's dress, a person's suit got torn on Yom Tov, and they want to fix it on Chol HaMoed. Are you allowed to fix it on Chol HaMoed? Are you allowed to repair it? If you are allowed to repair it, can you pay for it? What's the halachot with all of this? So the explanation is something like this is not food. It's also not a person's goof, a person's body itself. It's a clothes. So something like that, it's not permissible to do melechet uman. You cannot take it in to do professional, whether you yourself know how to fix it, or you're going to take it in to someone, even to a non-Jew. You cannot take it to a non-Jew to fix and to repair on Chol HaMoed, because this is called melechet uman. And a professional activity is not permitted on Chol HaMoed. And like I said, this is even if it's a goy, it doesn't help. What is permissible is melechet hediot. Melechet hediot is that it's a temporary fix. It's a fix. Let's say there's a tear, so you patch it up so that you can get through the next few days till after Yom Tov, and then after Yom Tov you'll take it in and fix it properly. That you are allowed to do, either yourself or for someone else to do. You can't give that the temporary fix to give to someone if you need to pay for it. When you pay for something, according to most opinions, that now transforms it into a melechet uman. And thus, to summarize, if it's not relating to food or tzorchei haguf, then it's not never permissible to do melechet uman unless we'll learn later on, unless it's a chance of further loss. But generally speaking, you can't do melechet uman. You can do melechet hediot. You can do a temporary fix without payment, provided you need that on the moed. So you're going to be wearing that suit, you're going to be wearing that dress. If you have another suit, then just use the other one. But if you need it, then you can do melechet hediot without having to pay for it. That's the general principle, that anything which doesn't relate to food or to tzorchei aguf, you cannot do melechet uman, generally speaking. You can do melechet hediot, temporary fixing, but without having to pay for it. If a person feels that the temporary fix is not going to be suitable for them, they don't feel comfortable walking around in that, then wear a different suit, wear a different clothing. And if you don't have the different clothing, then it's permissible to go and buy. We'll learn about buying things on Chol HaMoed. Generally speaking, you can't buy unless there's a sale. Davar ha'aved, we'll learn all about that. But generally speaking, you can't buy. But here, where you don't have something else around, then of course a person is allowed to go out and buy on Chol HaMoed. But if a person, so that would be permissible to buy in such a circumstance, but to fix it would not be permissible to do, and a person would just have to do a temporary repair rather than doing a full-on fix. So this is the major distinction, which we'll see in a number of places, between melechet uman and melechet hediot. And to classify, what is considered melechet uman, melechet hediot depends on each different thing. But generally speaking, when it's a professional activity you're giving it to someone who specializes in this, that's called melechet uman, and you can't. So we've talked about electrician, a plumber. These are all melechet uman. We've said that this is permissible to do for your fridge or to do for your lighting in house because that's tzorchei haguf. That relates to the food in the house. You need the fridge, or the lights in the house. Or the window is broken. You can even call a professional contractor because that, although it's melechet uman, it's for tzorchei haguf. But all other things which are not tzorchei haguf and not for food purposes, one cannot use a melechet uman, only melechet hediot. So B'ezras Hashem will go into this distinction in other scenarios as well.